Good morning. Welcome, everyone. First, I want to recognize Councilmember Richard Maloney, who's with us, Councilmember Amanda Mays, Bledsoe, Councilmember Fred Brown, Councilmember Bill Farmer Jr., Councilmember Josh McKern, and Councilmember Jennifer Reynolds. Thank you all so much for being here. Also with us are Commissioner of the Department of Environmental Quality and Public Works, Nancy Albright, and Director of Streets, Roads, and Forestry, Rob Allen. I want to introduce two very special guests. Come join us. Two very special guests. Two of Rob's predecessors are here. Former directors of Streets and Roads. Is Leo McMillan here? We hope he comes. And Albert Miller is here with us. Welcome. Both of you are legends out on the streets in Lexington. I don't know how else to put it. With the passing of Labor Day and the first football games in the record books, we all naturally start thinking about the changing seasons. We all know what's coming, winter. Today, we're taking a huge step forward in keeping our roads clear in winter weather. A new salt barn for South Lexington. Our citizens depend on us to make the roads safer when the weather is bad. This salt barn will help us do a better job and will greatly improve our efficiency. Councilmember Richard Maloney has been a leading advocate for this facility. So I'd like to welcome Councilmember Maloney to the podium.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. It's a great 7 years in the waiting, and I'm tickled to death. Not only am I happy, but the Streets and Road staff is going to be tickled to death, and the citizens of Fayette County. But most of all, I thought of one with the budget people, because for the last 7 years, I've been making sure that we keep that money in the budget, and I bet they're glad I don't have to bug them next year. So I'm excited to be here. And in the 25 years since we built our first salt barn for the city, has been a dramatic growth. It is clear we need an additional salt barn to cut down on the drive time needed for the salt truck to get reloaded. The people who are out in the trucks believe the importance of the project. When the snow is on the street, they want to do as much as they can and as fast as they can. They don't waste time and valuable time resources driving back and forth to the salt barn on the other side of town. Our streets and road crews take their job very seriously, and they do a great job. By building this salt barn, we're giving them a tool they need to take to the next level and to do even a better job. A few people I want to thank. First of all, I want to thank, as you all know, I used to be the commissioner. I got to thank my team, Albert Miller, who came to me with this idea. And I want to thank George Milligan and Brad Stone, who helped me put the numbers together and make this thing a reality to bring to my colleagues who are back here. I also want to thank Sally Hamilton, CAO, to make sure this happens, so we keep it in the budget. And also my colleagues, Bill Farmer and Amanda, all those years you all been, Fred. And I know the new council members, you'll be amazed how much it's going to help your district out. So we're tickled to death to have that. But finally, there's somebody I got to really thank, and that's Charlie Martin. And I don't see what. Oh, here comes Charlie now. Charlie and I have been dealing with this for 7 years. It's been a bumpy road, folks. We've been all over this city. As a matter of fact, it feels like we've been all over the world to find a place for this. And finally, we come to this, and it's exciting. And there's not enough words I can say about Charlie, but I do want to thank him for what he done. And he came to me a couple of years ago. As you know, we were looking everywhere, and he sat down with me in his office, and he told me about this location, and I said, Charlie, we got to get this done, because I'm afraid my colleague, Fred Brown especially, may take my money and use it for blacktopping. So we made sure we got that money set aside for the salt barn. So I really want to thank you, Charlie, for doing this, and I appreciate everything you've done. Thank you all. Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, Richard. Very nice. Thank you so much, Richard, for your great remarks. And Charlie, thank you, and glad you could join us today. Rob Allen is our current Director of Streets, Roads, and Forestry. Rob, can you just tell us a little bit about how this new facility will help you and the roads in the winter?
Thank you, Mayor. As Councilmember Maloney mentioned, this is going to make a tremendous impact upon our response time and create a significant fuel and time savings for our snow plan. Not only is this going to impact Lexington, but as the largest city in the region, this is going to have region-wide effect. Also, the positive environmental implication of having over twice the amount of salt that we currently have under roof is really going to have an impact. And we're just really excited about the opportunities that this will present, and the fact that this is going to be online this year. When Acting Commissioner Martin bird dogged this through, that was one of the conditions, and it's going to be a real asset for this upcoming season. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very nice. Thanks so much, Rob. And finally, I'd like to ask Commissioner Albright to come give us a few maybe facts and figures about the new salt barn.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. We are very excited about the actual barn construction, which the barn contractor will be on site tomorrow to begin going vertical. So we're very excited about that. The footprint of the barn will be 80 feet by 152 feet with a capacity of 7,000 tons. That is about twice the size of the barn we have right now over on Old Frankfort Pike. There will be 15 block heaters along walls to help keep the engines ready to go, so the salt trucks will be ready to hit the road as soon as we know we need them. We will be able to start loading salt, if all goes well, November 1st. And we will have brine storage out here in a portable format this year while we continue, since it is actively going up right now, we'll continue to pursue the brine piece of that so that we can have the salt pre-wetted as we need it starting later this year, and then be able to have a plan for moving forward into the future with that. As you can see, the easels over here show some similar construction. They're not exactly the same, but it'll be an end wall opening, and the color scheme matches more or less the one on the left with the dark green roof. So we're very excited to have this capacity starting this winter, as Rob said. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. This is a big deal for Fayette County. We are all very, calm about this and quiet, but this is a huge deal when it comes to serving our citizens. So thank you all for coming. Now let's move over to the salt pile and dig a little salt.